John, DIY. Disconnecting the rear sway bars.
Hello and thank you for tuning into another episode. In this video, we are going to disconnect the rear sway bars in a 2019 Honda Passport. This will also work in a 2016 Honda Pilot and a 2017 Plus Honda Ridgeline. Please note that your sway bars are there for safety. Do not disconnect them when you're driving on the highway at high speeds. They can be disconnected and reconnected rather quickly. I got the idea from YouTube channel Bruceyyy. He did this experiment on his 5th gen Subaru Outback. He has a much more scientifical approach, but in the end he was able to show a little improvement. With sway bars, his vehicle would 3-wheel. Without, it would not. So without further ado, let's disconnect them. Okay, so to disconnect your rear sway bar, you just have to unbolt that, and then you tie the end link to the actual rear sway bar. That is going to disconnect this rear sway bar from, I'm not super technical, so I don't know what that is. You'll need a 14mm socket to disconnect your rear sway bars. Go ahead and remove the nut. After the nut is removed, it takes very little effort to remove the end link. To prove this point, I use one finger. The next step is to secure it onto the sway bar. You could use a zip tie, but I think a more long-term solution would be to use a strong Velcro strap. Let's see if it makes a difference. Oh, it's on tip. Yeah, it's on tip. So what are my takeaways? First and foremost, you should never have them disconnected when you're on road. In a lower speed off-road setting, it should eliminate a lot of this wheel slip.
Straight. Okay.
Because it takes 15 seconds to disconnect and 15 seconds to reconnect, I think it would be totally worth it. So how about the front sway bars? Although it would help increase wheel articulation, I don't think it's worth it because the end links are so long that you'd have to disconnect it from both ends. And that would be very time consuming and it would be hard to access. So thank you for watching this episode of John DIY. Have more fun on your adventures.